Look at you. Scrolling YouTube again. Looking for the next game you can get excited about. Maybe even enjoy. Well, look no further, because that game is finally here. This is Diesel Knights. A movement mech shooter similar to games such as Voidbreaker, Ultra Kill, and Titanfall 2. The main difference is that Diesel Knights is set in a diesel punk style universe. It is being made by developer
Xavier B. Johnson
and his production company, the Keyframe Crew. And, well, let's just say it's gotten a little bit of support from the mech movement shooter community. Anyways, right now it is still in a pre-alpha phase. It is being worked on day in and day out to get it to a full release in about a year, with online servers, a PvE mode, in-game cosmetics, and so much more. Now, I'm going to wrap up all 4 years of hard work that has been put into this game and make a single 5-minute video that will fully explain why you should be excited about a project like this. Without any further ado, Without any further ado, let's get into it. Oh, also, real quick before we start, I just want to mention that I am not affiliated with the creator of the game in any way other than the fact that I really appreciate the product that he is making, and I would love to see it come to full fruition. All right, now for a second time, for real. Let's get straight into it. First up, let's start with the foundation of the game and work our way up from there. Diesel Knights is intended to be a 6v6 PvP shooter with multiple different modes that don't just include Team Deathmatch. No modes have been officially confirmed, but based on the pre-alpha split-screen test menu, we know that other modes are likely to be included. One of these modes that I'm actually really excited about is Fox Hunt. This is a game mode where one person is the fox and everyone else is a hunter. The goal of the fox is to avoid being killed for as long as possible to earn points towards their final score. At the same time, the hunter's goal is to, well, hunt the fox down. The hunter and the fox roles swap after every kill, at least in the current 1v1 split-screen version of this mode. So one can speculate that it will be very similar in the full release. Now, personally, I love the idea of this mode because it is unlike anything you can play today, and in a movement shooter like Diesel Knights, the fox will be able to pull off some gnarly escapes. Now, we also know there are going to be mechs, obviously, but we also know, as of right now, that upon full release, there will be 2 different types of mechs that you can pilot. We know that one of these mechs is the Stalwart, which is playable in the pre-alpha as of right now, and the other one is undisclosed. But in a recent update from the developer team, we know they are leaning towards a more heavy, tank-style mech. There will also be customization options for things such as the pilot helmet and the mech head, because there are pledges on the Kickstarter that allow the pledgee to design a pilot helmet or gunwalker helmet. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The mechs in this game are called gunwalkers. More on that later. Now, as I mentioned back in the intro, we also know that there will be a PvE co-op mode that will be introduced into the game as development continues. We know very little about this mode as of right now, besides its existence, but I am super excited for it, and I will be giving a ton of updates when we get more info. Moving on, speaking of movement, you can't talk about the foundation of this game without talking about how incredibly smooth the movement is. I've already put 30 plus hours into this playtest because I am psychotic, but also because of how smooth and fun the movement is in this pre-alpha. Is it perfect? No, but it is way better than you would expect, and I genuinely think it could compete with Titanfall 2 movement once it gets even more refined. I mean, this game isn't even out, and we already have people competing for speedrunning times, me included, just simply because the movement is that good. If you don't believe me, download the playtest and try it for yourself. Circling back on a thing that I mentioned before, the gunwalkers. We have a few things confirmed about the setting and the lore behind this game. I already mentioned that the mechs are called gunwalkers, but we also know the pilots are called knights. The game takes place in the diesel punk World War II aesthetic universe, but not necessarily on Earth. I am so excited for lore drops about the game leading up to the full release, and it will be a ton of fun to try and put this story together before a campaign releases. If we get it, please, Xavier, if you are watching this, I know it's not confirmed yet, but we need a campaign. I need a
Protocol 3, protect the pilot
kind of moment again. Please. All right, here's some more fun stuff wrapped up in a single line of thought. We're definitely getting another enemy faction, which is super cool. We have 3 confirmed maps with a possible 4th additional map as well. Console porting is confirmed for the release, which is really nice for expanding the game's audience and horizon. And, oh yeah, our developer now has the funds to make this his full-time gig and actually lock the in, which he says is one thing he is really good at. We're so back. All right, finally, here's the timeline for the next year of development for the game. And if it all comes true, I'm going to be truly impressed. So let's see. For the first quarter of 2026, port locomotion systems to the Grimtech GMC V2 network replication framework. In layman's terms, this makes online play possible without mountains of lag for the fast-paced shooters like Diesel Knights. For the second quarter of 2026, we will get server integration and a closed alpha testing with backers. This is going to be absolutely necessary for the full release of the game, and I can't wait to try an online version of this game. Rolling into the third quarter, we should get the early access launch. This will be followed by some more polishing and quality assurance informed by player feedback. Essentially, they will be actually listening to players and fixing bugs after early access testing, rather than just releasing a game with multiple issues on release day. I don't know a single company that would do that, right? Lastly, for quarter 4, we should receive the version net 1.0 launch, Steam release, and live server rollout. Oh man, am I excited for that. If you couldn't tell, obviously. And finally, let's wrap it up with the weekly update number 3. Xavier released a quick update this week. As far as info about the game is concerned, there are 3 major changes. First, he has added your name appears at an in-game location to these tiers at no additional charge. So now, anyone who pledged under these tiers will have their name in the game. Second, the more weapons stretch goal has been unlocked. And lastly, he released some info about the potential short story that will be in the game on release if we reach the stretch goal. He essentially told us to expect a short story and by no means a feature-length AAA campaign. Anyways, if you want to continue to follow the journey of this game, or you just enjoy the videos I make, be sure to like and subscribe. You can always change your mind if you don't like me, I guess. But just know that if you don't subscribe, you hurt her feelings. Okay? You don't want to do that. Also, leave a comment down below. Are you excited? Are there some things that you would like to see implemented? I'm curious to see and respond to some of those comments. All right, bye.